In next segment tonight, the New Hampshire primary will be held on February 9th. And right now, polls say Donald Trump's way ahead on the Republican side. Bernie Sanders a good lead on the Democrat side. However, according to the New Hampshire Secretary of State, undeclared voters make up 44% of the electorate. Republicans 30, Democrats 26. And now a new poll from WBUR Radio says among the 44% who are undeclared, 33% of them are undecided, a very big number. That means anything could happen in the Granite State. This is how Dana Perino co-hosted a 5. So I still think Trump and Sanders will take it up there. But there's a lot of people, and this is not reflected in the polling, because remember, the polling is all among Democrats, likely voters, Republican likely voters, not unaffiliated. And they're the majority. You say?
That's right, and they're not going to make up their minds for a little while. In fact, they might even wait to see what happens in Iowa, because if you notice over the past few election cycles, Iowa votes, they choose somebody, and then New Hampshire seems to kind of go in an opposite direction. That might not happen this year. I mean, Trump could win both Iowa and New Hampshire, or Cruz, I guess, could do the same. But whoever comes in second...
No, Cruz isn't going to win in New Hampshire. He could
might
win.
Not.
He won't.
Okay.
All right, unless you want to put some heavy money on it, because Stossel backed down last night.
I have no money.
Okay. Well, you can send donations to Dana Perino, care of the 5. Now, the Talking Points Memo was basically my opinion that the radical left really doesn't want freedom of expression. That's what that's all about. You know, they're using Trump as a stalking horse, but as I pointed out, Noam Chomsky is way worse than Donald Trump's ever been. And you say?
Well, if they weren't going after Donald Trump as a target, they would have somebody else. They would put their sights on Cruz or whoever else was in the front-runner position of the Republican Party. They do this
but
all
they feel
the time.
that they can threaten us if we report on a campaign. I mean, that's so outrageous, so over the top.
It's so un-American and so against the First Amendment. And I find it a little bit humorous that they all talk amongst themselves at their cocktail parties thinking that this is actually a good strategy.
But do you really find it humorous? Because I find it dangerous. I really do. Because, and it's not dangerous now, but it could be dangerous 10 years from now. Because if you look at what's happening on college campuses, this is exactly what's happening. Shut down opposing speech. If I'm invited to go to a college, I usually turn it down because I know it's going to turn into a fiasco. I know there are going to be people who are going to try to hurt me, physically hurt me,
right?
All right? Or at least disrupt the proceedings so they can get it on their stupid cell phones and put it out on the internet. So that has absolutely shut down my presence on college campuses.
And you're not alone. And in fact, not only that, but college campuses that have invited speakers such as Condoleezza Rice, remember at Rutgers University, they decided after a student revolt.
Can't even have a Secretary of State.
Right, who is the first African-American woman who is extremely accomplished and gives a great speech.
So you can see how this confluence, all right, of these Hollywood people who, you know, with all due respect, I mean, really, and the names that I named, you know, I mean, if they come on here and we'd have a discussion about it, I could respect them, but they never will because they don't know anything.
They don't want to debate.
They don't know anything.
They don't want to have a discussion.
Because they don't know anything.
And they think that most of the rest of the country is stupid.
If you throw them Noam Chomsky's resume, they're like, you know. So I don't want to be supercilious about this word of the day.
It's a good word.
But there is a trend in this country being embraced by a lot of people to shut down opposing points of view.
And so that's why when you said that you've in the 20th season of doing this show, I mean, one of the things that they complain about, if the left will complain about Fox News, especially Hollywood complains about Fox News, they have almost the entire rest of the media comes to a story with their viewpoint. So it is a little bit weak.
I think Fox News gives airtime to more diverse viewpoints than any other network on the air. I mean, really, because the big three, they don't have a lot of diversity anyway. They just have their shows.
They don't really have a lot of news.
Right. And then CNN and MSNBC, you get more on CNN. I mean, they'll give you opposing. MSNBC is almost all left, all straight down the line. They have a few tokens. But here you have a whole bunch of people always coming in on every hour. You never know who you're going to see. And they're allowed to say what they want.
Well, and if I were on the left and I got an invitation to come on the O'Reilly Factor, I think I would take it.
Well, if you come on and you do well, you gain respect, all right? Because we're not going to basically mock you unless you are doing something that we feel is dangerous, and that's only a few times.
If you look at somebody like Adam Goolsbee, who you have on the show,
Austin
excuse
Goolsbee.
me. Yeah,
we love him.
Yes, he's great, and he he argues well. I don't think he wins all that much, but
Well, he's
that's
up
my
against
opinion.
me. I mean, who does?